feeling already, man. Tonight is going to be, Tony, what I like to call a dandy. Tonight's going to be a dandy. I can just feel it in the air, man. The particles are thick. They're flying all over the place for a variety of reasons. So first of all, good evening, PMP community. It is great to see all of y'all. Look at Noemi giving Rags love. Look at Stinking Badges watching on the big screen. I got Los D in the house. I got Kareen in the house. I got Scarlet Fire, Anthony, all of y'all. Welcome aboard. Great to see you. Hope you, I don't know, is the right word, enjoyed the slaughter of the Minnesota Timberwolves. It is now officially over.
Yes, enjoyed. Yes.
Okay.
Hey, bye-bye, Ant-Man. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
the so-called face of the league was awfully quiet in this series. Yeah. By the way, final score, 124-94. That's a 30-point L in an elimination game. Bye-bye, Father Finch. Bye-bye, Randall. Bye-bye, Ant-Man. No victory laps in Oklahoma City. Not tonight, kid. So they're on their way. The Oklahoma City Thunder are now going to wait for the outcome of this Knicks Pacer series, which resumes tomorrow night in Madison Square Garden. We'll see how that goes. It certainly looks like the Pacers are in the driver's seat. So the final start next Thursday, one way or another. I still think the Knicks can extend this thing. I think they can win on their own floor, maybe create some magic. I think this thing could still go 7, as crazy as that sounds. I do have a little bit of belief in the Knicks on their own floor tomorrow, but we'll take it one game at a time. First of all, we got big announcements, all kinds of house cleaning items. I want to look ahead to some stuff as well. But before I do that, I got to check in with my main man, Tony, with the retro City Connect hat on. I still have one of those too. It's a badass hat. Creative Tony, how you doing? How was Little League? I know you had a playoff. Was it a playoff game tonight earlier?
Yeah, dude, I'm just back from the Diamond. We had a playoff game. We're the Giants too, so this is our hat for the Giants. We won. So we're continue to advance. So now we play again tomorrow night, and take it from there, man. So it's tip your cap to the Cubs, the team we played, and to my guys, my kids.
See,
good group of kids, and
look at the graciousness of a Creative Tony, extending thanks and well wishes to the loser in the outcome, the Cubs.
Yeah,
good group of kids on the Cubs team, good coaches, good everything. Yeah, see, look
at the coaches. Well, the coaches on the Cubs are some of the guys that I coach the San Carlos Missions with. So I was with them all weekend, and we were laughing about how here we are coaching together, and then we get on Wednesday we're going to play each other. So it's like. It's just weird, but everybody's like, a lot of friendships involved in Little League. So you don't want to take it so seriously that you don't want to threaten or injure friendships.
No, and when you're talking about friends, Tony, there's a couple. There's Friends by Led Zeppelin, the acoustic track on Led Zeppelin 3. That's one. But then the one that comes to the forefront immediately, Tony, is this one. Friends, how many of us have them? What? Friends, ones you can depend on.
Yeah.
But who is that? Houdini? Who the hell sang that? Who was that?
I think that is Houdini. And then also you have, you say he's just a friend, but baby, you
got what I need. By the way, that was our Brandon Ayuk parody tribute song over at KMBR. Oh, baby, Ayuk got what I need. And by the way, shout out always to the late, breaks my heart to say that, the late Biz Marquis, because Tony, you know it, I know it, all of us on the comments line know it. Nobody beats the Biz, damn it. And that's going to stand as long as I'm alive. All right. So anyway, all that's going on. Now, big items to address right out of the gate tonight. I want to wish my best friend out there, Christian Narek. This is Rags. I want to say, Rags, happy birthday. I had a text exchange with him earlier today, but now it's official. It's on the airwaves. And I just want to make sure Rags knows how much I love him. And Rags, I hope you had a great day. I hope you are drinking aplenty, because Rags goes dry. He's a lunatic, man. He's been nuts since the day I met him. Oh, see, that looks good. I don't have one tonight. But toast one for Rags if you could. And Rags, happy birthday, brother. We love you. And you like that, Patty? You like the vocals? How many of us have them?
Hey, Paulie, I think Satan should sing happy birthday to Rags, if you don't mind.
By. Well, no, actually, let's try something else, because I think we could maybe do one better. And everybody's confirming on the text line. Yeah, that is Houdini. Thank you, guys. Look at Los D. Happy birthday, Rags. All of you guys. All right, here we go.
Yes.
Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones you can depend on.
By the way, I feel like I lose pitch when I'm in the Satan voice. But anyway, Rags, I freaking love you, brother. Happy birthday. Hope you had a great day. Hope you had a great dinner. Hope you're having a cold beverage as we speak. I know it's late on the East Coast, but you're always here. Dude, you win the Lou Gehrig Award for the Iron Horse You make every show, and it means a lot to us, brother. So I hope you enjoy. We will worship him, Rags, and I'm going to worship you as well. All right, so that's one thing.
When should I show the new artwork we have from Dom Peralta? It's celebrating Rags' birthday.
Well, Rags, we've worked up a little birthday gift for you, my man. And since we can't be in the same room, although Rags, it sounds like I might be coming back east in July. More on that soon. There's stuff in the works right now. We'll address that soon. But anyway, our great friend, our comrade, our art director, he's beyond friend of the program. He's like a family member. Shout out Dom Peralta. He's done all the artwork, all the stickers, all the shirts, all the posters, every piece of art that you see, even the show logo where Tony and I are Simon and Garfunkel, that's a Dom creation. So Dom stepped in today wanting to spread the good cheer on Rags' birthday, and he came up with an image I got to share. Rags, you might want to get your cell phone out for this. This is a classic. Or actually, I can send you the image. I have it on my phone too. But here we go.
Yeah, I'll email it to him because Rags, I have these downloaded and I'll send them to you. But here you go. Look at that. Popping out of the birthday cake.
Hey, Tony, can I get an explosion? Give me a birthday explosion for Rags.
There we go.
Yeah, that's for Rags, man. This is my guy. So, Rags, we thought since we couldn't jump out of a cake in your living room or in your kitchen, Dom went to work. He's got you as the game show host. Very like Johnny Carson kind of looking set with the curtain and all that. And by the way, shout out to the build of a Paulie Mac, dude. The floppy chest, the love handles, and Creative Tony with the books. Now that I look at you, I was too obsessed with my own image, but bro, I'm looking at you. You're kind of stealing the show here with this whole police hat thing you got going. Dom, bro, this is a home run, brother. Dom is once again, Dom Peralta strikes. And dude, when I saw this, I was laughing my A off earlier today. I don't know, what am I holding in my hand there, Tony? What is that? Some kind of a mini bong or something? What is that?
A microphone or a I don't know, but I feel like we should play Tekashi instead of singing Happy Birthday to Rags. We should play Tekashi as we said at the show. Are you okay with that, Paulie?
100%. Yes. Come on, you're an alpha beta. All right, Rex, there you go. We give you the Tekashi treatment. We give you the Satan birthday. And finally, Paulie Mac and Creative Tony jumping out of a freaking cake, okay, on your birthday. So anyway, Rex, I hope you enjoyed that. We love you, and we hope to see you on the West Coast sooner than later. Okay, that's item number one. Well, there's so much going on. Actually, first of all, tonight is show number 97. So cheers to Bryant Young. I got to start with Bryant Young. I'm still trying to work my way through the whole kind of idea that Bryant Young is in the Hall of Fame, but Nick Bosa is wearing his number. Like the whole thing to me is kind of crazy. I don't know how to make sense of that.
And it's nothing against Nick Bosa. I'm with you, Paulie. It's nothing against Bosa at all, but it's just should that number even be allowed to be worn is the question.
Well, you know, and the difference, too, is Bosa, as you know, he's like an edge rusher. He's always out there poised to pounce on the quarterback. I thought he had kind of a down year, to be totally honest with you. It wasn't as Bosa-like as I would have liked to have seen. But when you look at Bryant Young, he wasn't even on the edge, dude. He was an interior defensive lineman, and you want to check his numbers sometime, man? I mean, they are mind-blowing. Even after that broken leg injury, he came back, started every game. I can't say enough good things. I love Bryant Young. So I'm happy to be doing show number 97 tonight. That's number two. Number three, Tony, quickly, sorry, we just some housekeeping items. We had a great event yesterday down in Fisherman's Wharf. I was with Dom as we celebrated the 60th anniversary of SCOMA's right there on the beautiful San Francisco Bay in Fisherman's Wharf. I met Dom's mom, Mama Peralta. Shout out Mama Peralta with the biscotti. She was a doll. And then, of course, all the good people of SCOMA's. The mayor was there. Mayor Lurie was there giving important speeches and all this kind of stuff. So Dom and I got some quality time to hang yesterday. And just, I got to be honest, Tony, I felt kind of honored to be there at such a San Francisco institution, you know, like that's what that place is. 60 years, bro. So bravo to SCOMA's, man. It was a great day to be down there and kind of represent the PMP community. Okay, another item, just looking ahead now, because I did a little bit of fancy footwork today. I booked a special guest for Monday of next week. We will be joined by a best-selling author and Grateful Dead publicist, Dennis McNally. He's got his brand new book to promote, so he's going to join us Monday morning. We'll have a nice leisurely conversation with Dennis. He's a friend of mine for a long time. I love him. Great writer. The stories this guy can tell make your head spin, Tony. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm wondering if Dennis will have will notice my steal your squatch, and I would love to see Dennis's reaction to my steal your squatch. And
Dennis
I wonder if
has
he's
seen it all. Dennis has seen it all. He's seen stuff you can't even imagine. So he's not going to be phased by his Sasquatch. He'll probably be like, oh, yeah. No, me and Jerry hung out with Sasquatch in 78 up in Eugene. We had him as a special guest on the backstage. You know, he's probably got Sasquatch stories. Knowing Dennis, you know what I mean? So looking forward to Dennis McNally on Monday. That's going to be a lot of fun. And Creative Tony, I know we got to do a Long Bridge spot, so maybe we should jump into that and then
pause first. We have Patty from Napa as one of our favorite supers of all time. Patty, thank you so much. I want a crown. I don't know. I think that's because this is way back in the chat before the show started.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the reference is to the crown, but I will absolutely crown Patty anytime she likes.
I can wager a guess. I think what Patty might be referring to here is the kind of unofficial nickname I've bestowed on her. And I've been calling Patty this since the KMBR days. For a long time now, I refer to Patty as, quote, the queen of the scene, which she kind of is. I mean, she was like day one OG with the Murph and Mac show, and she was always a great supporter. And then we come over here to YouTube. We're doing this new show, and Patty's here all the time, always supporting. So, Patty, if I have anything to do, actually, maybe Dom, get to work. Let's see if we can build a crown for Patty next time we hang out. Maybe at the Metallica tailgate, we'll put a crown on Patty's head because she's well worthy of that. Okay, Stinking Badges, bucking for number 3 on the leaderboard with a contribution. So thank you, Stinking Badges. We freaking love you. Can we do a little bit of let me see, Tony.
I think we should get into Long Bridge and then take over, because I actually was with Neil last night at Goose and we had a great time hanging out. Dude, the Masonic is just
I told you. No,
I've been there before, but like every time I go, and we had the last row in the balcony. There is not a bad seat in the house, and it was great to hang with Neil. We had a really good rap, really good hang, and the Goose show was fantastic. Get out there and see them if you get a chance. They're
Rick
really good.
Monterambo, he was doing his thing up there with the hollow body. Hey, real quick, Tony, we'll talk more Goose in a bit, but get Lily up here because Lily is also a super tonight. Thank you, Lily. Always great to see you, my dear. And she is saying now I'm jealous with the crown. See, here we go. We got dissension in the ranks. I knew this was going to happen. I shouldn't try to power rank the members of the PMP community, especially when it comes to the females. I don't want the wrath of any of you guys because I love all of you. I love Lily. I love Karen Bell. I love Noemi, pardon me. I love Patty from Napa. All of you guys for supporting this show. You guys are all Patty. Here comes Noemi. I need to retain my spot. Believe me, you're all Hall of Famers. How about this? Could we have like a quadruple queen rule kind of thing where we have Lily, we got Karen Bell, we got Noemi, and then of course Patty. I'll get all 4 of y'all get crowns. How's that? Lily Merchant, the broads of PMP. Oh, and Bonnie too. I don't want to leave out Bonnie. See, they're getting. Now she tells me I'm getting threatened. She goes, "You're skating on thin ice, Paulie. Don't forget about me out here." So, Karen, no, I won't forget you, Scarlet Fire. You're one of my favorites. And by the way, shout out to you. I've been meaning to say this for a while to Scarlet Fire. Shout out to Scarlet Fire. If you go to her Twitter page, she has a picture of this. Tells you a lot about the kind of girl she is. She got a picture of herself wearing a Bucky Dent jersey in Fenway Park. That's nice. That's some gangster shit. So we love you. And Tony, I think I got one more super before Longbridge. I see the color. I can't see the name. I'm sorry. It scrolled by up top.
Stand by. Wow. Yeah. Oh, here we go. It's Patty again. It's Patty. The crowns are being assigned in the chats.
Okay, good. I don't want to be responsible. Good. Yeah, because I don't want you guys all turning on me. And you know what I mean? I'm trying to maintain a friendly relationship with all of y'all because you all mean a lot to me. So, Patty, no, it's all good, man. The crowns can be distributed to all of the above here. And then, like Karen Bell, she's supporting her queens. See, I knew we could come together. I knew we could work this out. Thank you guys for sorting it out for me. And, Patty, thank you. Okay, Lawbridge Pizza. You know them. You love them. If you've heard us talking about them and you haven't experienced the splendors of Longbridge Pizza, I can't encourage you enough to get down there. 2347 3rd Street in Dogpatch. In fact, Dom and I had a long talk about Dogpatch yesterday with Dom's mom. We were talking Dogpatch. And Longbridge Pizza, our first sponsor, great friends of ours. Apparently, Tony was hanging with Neil last night. Neil is a guy who runs that place. And Neil's taste in music really kind of fits in with ours. And it's kind of part of the presentation of Longbridge.
Yep.
Yeah, like you guys have heard me talk about the vibe in there. That's why he says it's a laid back vibe with serious pizza. That's 100% true. When you go into Longbridge, it's kind of a reflection of Neil's musical taste, his interest, because you'll see Niner stuff, you'll see Giant stuff, you see PMP stuff. You got a portrait of Rags up on the wall. You know what I mean? All the VIPs, and then there's all the concert posters. I mean, he's got all kinds of cool stuff up on the walls there. And so the fact that he was at Goose last night does not surprise me at all. But do stop on by Longbridge. Join up with the Vibe Tribe and just enjoy some of the killer pizza. Try the Polly Mac pie if you haven't tried that yet. It's killer. Also, the Nico pie, that's one he named after his son. That's also a winner. All the food down there. Your chicken parm Wednesdays. The square pizzas kind of won Tony's heart. And I'll give you the floor as well, Tony. A couple of words on Longbridge Pizza since you were just hanging with the man himself.
I got some visual aids. Also, Neil was wearing a fitted New Era baseball hat with nothing on the front of it except a square Detroit style pizza on the front of the hat. That's what his hat was last night. It was so dope. I was like, Neil, I looked at him. I go, dude, is that pizza on your hat? And he goes, yeah. And I go,
damn right.
Dude.
Yeah, damn right it is.
Damn right it is. So Neil Donardi repping strong at the Goose Show with me last night. Super fun. And then talking to Neil's buddies Phil and Harrison. They're like, oh, dude, he doesn't ever want to say it, but dude, Neil and the Donardis are royalty in South City. And I go, yeah, dude, I bet they are, man. So props to Neil Donardi and the Donardi family in South City. But I also would love to share the screen for a moment, Paulie, because first of all, we got this doozy from Corinne today. She was picking up, I think, her daughter from the airport, and she went to Longbridge today. Look at that shot.
Oh, dude, with the Tony's top 3 poster, too. That's killer. Corinne, you're looking good. It's always great to see you. Look at the smile on her face. I love that. And that was taken when, Tony?
That was today. That was taken today. She sent that today to today. I had to pick my daughter up at the airport, and we went to Longbridge on the way home. I also want to give a shout out to my friend Brian Townsend, who went to Longbridge tonight before Goose Night 2, because Goose is playing as we speak at the Masonic for Night 2. And he was like, we're pre-gaming at Longbridge. And by the way, also, well, I'll finish the Longbridge.
Finish your thought, man. Finish your thought. I like the excitement. Get it out.
Dude, me and my buddy Charlie Neri last night, we went to Goose, and we took Caltrain up to the city, and then we took Lime scooters from Caltrain up to the Masonic. Dude, it was a freaking blast. And we were saying, we got to get Paulie on board. You're not
going to give me a bite. It's just not going to happen. I'll walk. I'll like a gentleman. I'll walk up the hill. You know what I mean? I'll walk. I'm happy walking. I'm a big walker. I don't mind walking. How you doing on a scooter? Because the Masonic is perched on top of one of the steepest hills in the city. Like, how are you doing when you're...
2 blocks prior, we had to park them because it was just like you're
not going to make it up that hill with that freaking scooter, man. But anyway, I feel you. I can appreciate you, Tony. Tony's going to be Tony, and that's the beauty of the show, man. If I'm not a scooter guy, you go ahead and be a scooter guy as much as you want. Now, this is a picture of which pizza again, Tony? This is the Polly Mac Square. That's a Polly Mac Square.
Which today and tonight is chicken parm Wednesday. Tomorrow is the square pizzas, the Detroit style square pizzas. And this is the Polly Mac pizza as a Detroit style square. I wanted to show this again because it's so good.
I got to tell you, with all that stuff hanging off, the onions, the cheese, I could like just fling myself into that and start making out with that pizza, man. It looks so good. So Neil, hey man, I hope you're recovering from the show last night. We freaking love you. And thanks again for being our first and our very proud sponsor and great friend to the program. Okay, Tony, also, I wanted to welcome, I saw a new name I've never seen before, Papusa Fiend. Hey, Papusa, welcome aboard, man. Great to see you.
I've seen Papusa Fiend, but I also saw a cat named Bruno, just flat out Bruno.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, hold on and hang on a sec. Pine Needle getting in. The crowns are assigned by the app, by the amount of supers you buy and what order you're in. You guys probably don't see it.
Oh, good. That's a big relief for me because I don't want to be the guy in charge of handing out crowns. You know what I mean? Like, it's just too much pressure. I'll buckle. I can't. And plus, I don't want to upset anybody. So, yeah, you guys work that out amongst yourselves. And speaking of Pine Needle, leave them up there for a second, Tony, because I got a Pine Needle update for you guys. So again, yesterday at the SCOMA 60th anniversary party, Dom Peralta goes, "Hey P, I got something I got to give you," and he gives me like this long box. It was a sealed box. It was like, do you know about this?
No, well, he and I were emailing back and forth. He said he wanted to send us a package, and we had it because we didn't really have a PO box yet or a business address yet. So we're just like, hey, Pine, just send it to Dom's business address because that's what it was Dom's idea. I'm like, that's a great idea.
By the way, dude, I'm thinking about this, and you're right. We really do need like a PO box, and hopefully we can get to that. Tony and I are going to put that on the list of about 8 million different things we still have to do for the show because the list is endless and always growing. But that's a great idea. So in the meantime, Dom gave me the box. Okay, follow this, T. I brought it home. I opened it up, and dude, first of all, inside it's you like your wet dream in there, dude. It's a great note from Pine Needle to you, Creative Tony, and it says, "This is all of that jungle safari backdrop motif you were looking for, dude." He sent
get out of here.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff in there for you, and it's all that jungle motif. If you want to switch it up over there, yeah.
Oh, so, hell yeah, I do. Hell yeah.
So big thanks to Pine Needle. The generosity of this audience is pretty damn humbling. I got to say, you guys have just go above and beyond, and thank you for that. So
thank you, Pine. Hey, seriously, thank you, Pine. And Paulie, real quick before you get into it, because we're almost 20 minutes in. We are 20 minutes in. We're still housekeeping, but I also want to put Scarlet Fire. She's up there. She says she had that T-shirt specifically made to wear to Fenway summer 2022. Her son wore his Draymond jersey. That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, after beating the Celtics in the finals. That's gangster too. I guess it runs in the Scarlet Fire family. I'm not surprised. Actually, I saw your kid, Scarlet Fire, Bonnie. I was looking at your Twitter feed and I saw, congrats. It looks like he just graduated SI. So congratulations. That's a big achievement. And you guys both looked awesome. He's a very, very, very handsome kid. Okay. More audience stuff. Look at Sons of Johnny Lee, dude. Put him up there real quick. Put him up there. You got him?
Hold on a second. Oh, man. Wow. I got to catch up, man. Okay. I want a crown, too. Nice, Sons. Heck yeah, dude.
Hey, if Sons is going to get a crown, it's going to have to be, if I may, Tony, if I'm not going to step on any dancers, it's going to have to be a crown of thorns.
And maybe Chloe Dancer will apply the crown of thorns because, come on. They go hand in hand, Paul. Chloe Dancer, crown of thorns. And if you've ever been lucky enough to see Pearl Jam play that, consider yourself very fortunate because they don't play that often. And when they do, look out.
Did you ever hear a story? By the way, we saw that up in Seattle at the homeless benefit we saw. They played Crown. It's the only time I've ever seen them play it. It was really awesome. Sons, I'm working on it, bro. We'll get you a crown. Also, Sons asked a few minutes ago, I saw it go flying by, where he was talking about the Grateful Dead tickets that went on sale today, Dead and Company in the Park, the 3 shows to celebrate Grateful Dead's 60th anniversary. They got Billy Strings, Trey Anastasio, and Sturgill Simpson all opening on different days. I believe the shows are August 1, 2, and 3. August 1 being Jerry Garcia's birthday. Rest in peace, fat man. I miss you every day. You know what I did today, Tony? Nothing. I did nothing. Like everybody was like, "You get your tickets." I got like 8 million.
I didn't deal with that.
Did you get your tickets? Where are you sitting? When are you going? Like, what are you doing? Here's my answer. I did nothing. But this is
I'm telling you, I'm going to frolic in the trees, Paulie, and they're not going to find me. And I'm just going to live in the park for 3 days. And I'm going to move my coordinates every single night. So they're not going to be able to find me. Okay.
Well, I just want people to know I haven't made a move yet because I let the dust kind of settle, but I will find my way in. Don't even worry about it. I'll be there. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a great time. Here it comes again. Marky Graves, what size fitted hats do you both wear? Great question. I don't really know the answer to that. What my hat?
Oh, really?
Do you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we do fitted stuff for the teams. I'm a 7 1/4. 7 1/4, Marky Graves. I love that.
Well, if he's a 7 1/4, I'm probably like a couple inches bigger than that, just because I'm like a bigger dude than Tony. So bump it up a couple inches, maybe that's my size. But don't even worry about it, Marky.
No, don't bump it, dude. Like Bruce Bochy is like an 8.
Oh, okay.
So you don't want to. You'd probably be 7 1/2. You're probably 7 1/2, probably.
That's here they come again, dude. Look at this. Now I got Karen Bell. It's an onslaught tonight of generosity from you guys. Karen Bell with the red glasses. I love seeing you up here. And she's going, this is a contribution for Sons of Johnny Lee's crown. Bro, we're just crowning dudes tonight. Dudes and dudettes.
Nice. This is incredible. This is incredible. And I got to get, there was one other, Karen, thank you so much for the
Karen, you're awesome.
You're all for the supers. And I got to get to another one too. I missed it here. Stand by, everybody. Oh, it's Pine Needle again, dude. Yeah. No chance I'm getting on a scooter if I've had a beer or more.
Me and you, Pine Needle. Now, me and you, we stand together, united as anti-scooter guys. I just don't need it. I can use my feet. I'm happy to walk, man. I got no problem walking.
Well, hold on a second though. The Masonic is a healthy cruise through town, right? So it was a great. I've done it to North Beach too, along the Embarcadero on the scooters. It's a fun way to get through the city.
Yeah, you go nuts with that. No, seriously, go ahead. Go crazy, man. Throw a little freaking flag on the back of your scooter and act a fool. Go crazy. I got to tell you, here's my method. When I go to the Masonic, what I usually do is I drive, because I live in San Rafael, so I drive into the city, and I usually park down on like Polk Street or right around there somewhere, and I just walk up the hill. It's like a 5-minute walk. It's no big deal. So that's my method when I go to Masonic, and I'm glad you had a great time. That is such a great freaking room to see a show, because it's not too big.
It's incredible.
It's like a nicer, well, not nicer, it's like a more modern version of Warfield, maybe a little bit bigger than Warfield, but the same idea, where you've got a balcony where all the seats are awesome. There really isn't a bad seat in that room, period.
No, that's what we were talking about last night. The sound was incredible, dude. Pine Needle is on fire, Paulie. I did nothing today but working my garden and drink all day, watching sports. So I did nothing either. Feeling no pain right now.
Well, we should probably. Oh, I got one more thing, and then I do want to actually talk some sports tonight. What a concept! Yeah, we got to talk. The Giants. By the way, the Giants are starting to officially piss me off. I'm starting to get sick of
welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, Paulie. We'll there's plenty of room for you, bud. There's plenty of room.
I've been trying to kind of hold back on this because I've been like looking at the big picture and thinking, okay, you know what? I can't be too pissed because they're only a couple of games out of first. Now they have dropped actually to third, and they're 3 games out. But I still think overall I maintain that they're in a pretty good place. I did not see them competing like this, but it's getting to the point now with Lamont Wade, with some of these bats. Adames is freaking killing me out here. The guy's just killing me. So something's got to be done. We're going to talk about that in 1 second. But one final thing for housekeeping, and this is from
I got something too, Paulie, but go ahead.
Okay, so I'm pulling this, off of Twitter from last night, because we had our like a new face yesterday. His name was Pib Ford. Pibb Ford, and he was the guy that was rooting for the Edmonton Oilers, and I did a little Oiler riff for him and stuff. So he wrote a note last night, and he goes, "Hey, Paulie's Pod, I need help. Tony, you can help us with this." He says, "I want to be a PMP VIP, but unfortunately, I'm too stupid to figure out where I drop some scratch. Help. Where do I go to do that? Love you. Love the show. Thank you, Pib Ford. Love you too." So I thought I would let Creative Tony do like a quick tutorial for anybody who still wants to be a VIP like Pib Ford. Tony, just like walk him through it. Like he doesn't know how to make his payment, I guess is what he's saying.
I think you click on the icon. And again, it's difficult for me to even explain because I'm never on your side of the show. The PMP VIPs and PMP Army. I'm always behind the scenes watching it from our streaming software. Yeah. So, but I think it's according to the people I've spoken to, it's in the corner next to the subscribe bell, and if you click that, it'll walk you through how to become a member of the PMP VIP, and it's a monthly subscription. And I just read up on a bunch of stuff on YouTube today about how we can make that happen. And maybe even as soon as tomorrow after the Giants game, we're talking about that, Paulie. But we want to do something very, very, very soon. And I'm very excited to do that. And I believe, and you can do it on your mobile device too. I've never obviously I haven't done that, but it is possible to do it on your mobile device as well. So thank you. Okay.
So just a word on the Giants now, Tony. They just got swept in Detroit. You got
more. Sorry. Also, I just want to say goodbye to Ant-Man again and Father Finch as we get in because they just
Bye-bye, Ant-Man. See you later. By the way, are you aware of the fact that the score at halftime, I know you were coaching a game, Tony, dig this. The score at halftime tonight was 65-32. Okay.
Love it. Love
32. It. Okay. 32. And the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first half had more turnovers than they had field goals. How do you like that? So party's over for the T-Wolves, man. It is time for those guys to cut themselves big heaping slices of humble pie and just dig in. And by the way, I'm talking humble pie. Shout out to I Don't Need No Doctor, one of my favorite.
You also said party's over. Makes me think of Lisa from Weird Science. Party's over. Party's over, remember, party's over, said the girl. Remember Lisa from Weird Science.
Of course. But if you're going party's over, we can't stop there. I got to shout out Journey and their great track called The Party's Over. That's for Patty and that's for Rags. Rags is a big old school Journey fan, just like me.
Nice.
So yeah, The Party's Over. That works too. Okay.
Dude, Paulie, I'm not done. Do you think that Ant-Man is doing laps around whatever is he doing any type of celebratory lap tonight? Probably.
I mean, if he's doing any kind of lap, it should be a lap of shame. And
yes.
he should do a lap in front of a mirror where he takes a long, hard gaze at his own reflection and ask himself, where was I? Where have I been for the past 5 games? Right. And by the way, Creative Tony, bravo to you. Let me tell you something about Creative Tony. If you haven't figured this out yet, he's kind of low key, but Creative Tony makes effing calls. You called this before it started. You said Thunder in 5. Voila. Thunder in 5 it is. I can't even believe that's
why it pisses me off to no end that Steph got hurt. Because dude, I still stick to my Warriors in 5 against Minnesota if Steph was healthy, man. Minnesota, they're very lucky to get to where they did. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, they're not ready. I mean, they're a team that is clearly not ready to compete with the big dogs of the West. And I got to tell you the truth, Tony, the way Oklahoma City looked and the way they made Minnesota look, I'm not so sure anyone's going to beat them. I think they're probably the best team in the NBA right now. I don't care if it's Indiana or New York, whoever goes through or winds up winning that series. I just don't think they're going to have enough to compete. And it ultimately, to me, comes down to OKC's defense, man. They got their guys. They freaking swarm on defense. One of the reasons Anthony Edwards couldn't find any daylight is because as soon as he touches the ball, bam, he's double teamed. And that will be the exact same strategy they impose on Indiana. They'll do that to Halliburton. If the Knicks somehow win that series, they'll do the same thing to Brunson, and they're both going to get neutralized. I'm telling you right now, Anthony Edwards, as much as I'm like not ready to be a fan of him, I mean, I don't hate the guy or anything, but I just think all of this kind of face of the NBA stuff was way too premature. Way too premature. And the way he handles himself on the court sometimes, taunting Kevin Durant last year, it's like, dude, that's an MVP with 2 championship rings you're taunting on the floor. Maybe not the best idea. Yeah, slow down, Holmes. Slow down and grow up a little. Time to get serious about your game. It ain't funny. It's not funny to laugh at your post game when you've gotten blown out by 20 points. He's up there. Yeah. The other day, after they lost game 4, he faced the media and he said, no, I played well. I played a good game. He scored 16 points or something, dude.
He was 5 of 13 from the floor in that game before those comments. So easy, big fella.
Yeah, so, they got humbled. I mean, they got totally humbled by a far superior team.
I love what I saw. Robot Centaur said this in the chat. He says if the Dubs were playing the Thunder, that probably would have gone 7 if a healthy Steph. I agree, Robot Centaur. That would have been a hell of a series to see OKC versus the Dubs with a healthy Steph Curry. And I also think too, Paulie, I think Pacers. Well, we can talk about this later in top 3, but the if it's Pacers, OKC, that's going to be a hell of a series. But we can talk about it in top 3. And I want to do a little bit more housekeeping. I just want to let everybody know out there, because we know I'm on Apple Music. I don't pay for Spotify. I do the Spotify with the advertisements, but I do Apple Music. And so I made the playlist, the PMP playlist on Apple Music. So it also lives on Apple Music. For those who are there on Apple Music and not on Spotify, you search PMP playlist 25 and all of our songs, the playlist from all of our Friday musical assignments are on there. And it's also got Steal Your Squatch as the logo for the playlist. So just look for Steal Your Squatch and look for PMP playlist 25 on Apple Music.
Thanks, Holmes. Hey, great work on that, Tony. Thanks for doing that, man. And we'll reveal the musical assignment tomorrow on the 11 a.m. show. And like Tony alluded to a couple of minutes ago, we're working on trying to launch our first VIP event this Friday. But again, we're not sure if we're going to be ready, but hopefully we will be. And I think we'll have a better handle on that tomorrow. So if you, and by the way, Rags, in true Rags form, he had an alternate method or an alternate path to becoming a VIP. If you can't figure out how to make the payment, Rag said there is an alternate route to becoming a PMP VIP. Simply take off all your clothes and put a gnome in your front yard. You will then be acknowledged as a PMP VIP. Question, Rag, when you place the gnome outside, do you have to be stark naked? That's my question. Or is that to be done inside the house? Yeah.
Also, but just because he's the birthday boy, Paulie, we got to share this image a few times during the show tonight because tomorrow is not his birthday. Tonight is
shout out to the body of a Paulie Mac right there, dude. Check out my whole physique, dude. The hairy gut, you know what I mean? I got hairy nips going. And by the way, you're not doing much better. I don't know what this image is taken from. Do you know what that's from? Somebody said it was Seth Rogen, which makes sense. That does look like Rogen.
I think it is Seth Rogen. I can go back and check the email from Dom, but I think it is Seth Rogen, which is great. I mean, and it's just Dom doing his thing, man. So thank you very much, Dom. And here's the other image further out where there's Rags.
Rags is looking good right there, man, in his suit and everything. Creative Tony, Rags stepping in saying Tony looks like Vito from The Sopranos, dude.
Nice,
Vito, when he goes to the club, he's like got his lasso and all that kind of shit. Yeah. Woo!
What's the line from that? Oh man, you used to say that line all the time. Oh, the Johnny Cakes.
Yeah, I've been dreaming of those Johnny Cakes. Yeah. Dreaming of those Johnny Cakes big time. I think Rags is dreaming of the Johnny Cakes in this one. Anyway, Rags, that's us jumping out of the cake. That's just for you.
Yes.
Okay, so and finally, Tony, before we talk some Giants real quick, do you have any feeling about the you probably didn't see the Knick game because you were at Goose last night, but a kind of, it was the Knicks were hanging around, but I never really felt like they were in a position to win that game. Halliburton had a monster night, 30, 10, and 15 with 0 turnovers. That was like a historical line. They get to win 130-121. I still do think the Knicks can win because they essentially won game 1 and then blew it and gave it to Indiana. And then they won the one game in Indianapolis. So they got to have to find a way to win tomorrow. Do you think they do that, T, or do you think that the Pacers wrap it up in New York tomorrow?
The Pacers are playing really well right now. I mean, it's going to be what kind of heart does New York have? Obviously, Minnesota didn't have much heart tonight. They kind of didn't play with any heart, it seems like. The Pacers are playing really well. It's going to be a tough uphill battle, but I would love to see this series extended because, again, I do like Brunson. And I do love Thibodeau as Stevie B called him. But I just it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be Pacers Thunder, and then dude, I know like the billing is not the billing, like Thunder and Pacers. Ooh, it doesn't grab your eyeballs or doesn't tantalize you, but I feel like the quality of basketball that would be played in that series will be thrilling. I think it's a very good series.
I would hope for that, Tony. But again, the way Oklahoma City is looking right now, I just don't know who's going to be able to penetrate that defense and get loose. I mean, it's just they freaking swarm, and they got a bench. See, that's the one thing, and Stevie B knows what I'm talking about. Steve Basicchio going, Knicks fading faster than their coach's hairline. I feel you, man. And speaking of the New York Knicks coach, Thibodeau, I feel like he's riding his starters into the freaking ground, man. Yeah. Like those guys are getting so taxed with minutes and Karl Anthony Towns has got a gimpy knee. He's not really getting any elevation. I think the Knicks are in a tough spot, but again, I do think they can extend the series. I'm not going to count them out, not yet. So I'll watch that one tomorrow with some interest, and hopefully the Knicks find a way to win. Give us some extra games. All right, Tony, now as far as because I know we got to do some top 3 tonight. I want to get to that. And also I stuffed a whole bunch more stuff in bookmarks. If you want to take a look in there, T, we can get into that. But the state of the Giants, man, they're off tomorrow. They'll be in Miami on Friday. But I got to tell you, something really soured me about this series in Detroit. I mean, I thought Logan Webb, he pitched well enough to at least compete and get a win yesterday. He had swing and miss up. Huh?
Logan Webb is like this year's Matt Cain.
No
like
question. He's getting
Logan Webb's got an ERA. He's got an ERA under 3, and he's 5-5. That should not be the case when your ERA is under 3.
Let me ask you a question about that, about the mentality of being in the field when your ace is on the mound. You might be able to speak to this a lot better than I could, Tony, with your background and all that. But do you think there's any – because we used to talk about this at Mike Krukow a lot when Kane was getting screwed, like game in, game out. Matt Cain would have great stuff, and the Giants just wouldn't score for him. We're seeing that same thing repeat itself, like Tony said, with Logan Webb. And I love Logan. We all love Logan Webb. He's like the heart and soul of this team. He epitomizes all things Giant to me. He's what I want to see in a San Francisco Giant. But like you said, his guys are not scoring and they're not giving him offense. So is there any psychological kind of trigger like that when your ace is on the hill, you just kind of lay back a little? I mean, how does this keep happening, I guess is what I'm asking you.
I don't know. I don't think there's any trigger. I feel like it's the opposite. When your ace is on the hill, you're like, dude, this is a win. This is a like not a must-win game, but like let's put the hits together to get our ace the W. Like today, dude, they had runners on second and third with no outs in the 8th inning, down 1 run, and they could not.
Yeah,
they could not get a run across. And also the big 5th inning that Detroit had, because dude, Roop, there it is, Linda Roop. First 4 innings.
He had great stuff today too. He was throwing really well.
He looked good, and I was like, "Damn, dude!" And it's funny. I was like starting to make artwork for our show tonight, and I was like having fun with like Roop. There it is, thinking that he was going to kind of go maybe 6 or 7, go 7 strong, and the Giants, at least steal 1 game in that series.
Right.
But then the 5th inning happened. But the 5th inning started with a Matt Chapman error, and it's like, dude, it's just if you're not going to give us your bat, Chappie, yet, then we need your glove, and you can't be like. I know it's a long season.
He did a little bit of hitting today, Chapman, but overall, you're right. It's been kind of disappointing. And then
he's 218, Paulie, and we got Adames 205. Whatever, like this is.
How about your first baseman, dude? Lamont Wade, your starting first baseman today. Lamont Wade, even though I know he doubled in a run today, I know that's great and everything, but he's hitting 171, Tony. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
Anything under 200 is unacceptable. I would say anything under 240 is unacceptable. You just got, and again, the Giants don't pay Lamont Wade and Patrick Bailey what they're paying Chapman and Adames. So it's like you give them a little bit of leeway, but $170. And I haven't even looked up what Bailey's average is, but Chapman has made, I think, 6 or 7 errors already this season. Like, and I know third base is a tough position, man. You deal with, like, they call it the hot corner for a reason, but if you're not going to be swinging the bat, then you're in the lineup for your glove, and you got to give us one or the other, and then hopefully someday you bring us both. And then Adames, like I think it was Pat Burrell or somebody was saying, like, you just got to give him time. You just got to give him time, and I'm like, okay, but like we brought him here for his bat. And he's barely batting over 200. And it's like, that's again, it goes back to Turturro when he was complaining about Volpe batting 244. I would kill for Adames to be batting 244 with 31 RBIs. Seriously,
it kind of makes you look back and think, shit, maybe we didn't have it that bad with Brandon Belt all those years. For real. Like, at least the threat of pop was there. I feel like when Lamont Wade comes up now, it's just like it's like a black hole. I mean, nothing's going to happen. And I've always kind of liked Lamont Wade. It's not personal or anything, but dude, I think they're going to have to you got to have some pop at first base, a little bit of pop. And he's got nothing right now. He's got nothing. I mean, I think he needs at bats, maybe send him down. I don't know. But they're going to have to make some kind of change here. Pine Needle's back. Pine Needle is on a rampage tonight. Let's see what he's got. Webby is usually facing the other team's ace. Yeah, no doubt. And that's always a brutal game when we're not heading. I'm not sure what we're heading means. Oh, not leading probably is what he meant. I feel you, Pine Needle. I do. It's brutal. It's brutal. And I hate seeing Logan Webb get screwed like this, especially when he has swing and miss stuff. How many Ks did he have yesterday? He had a lot of Ks yesterday.
He had 10.
Yeah.
10 Ks. Yeah, 10 Ks. That should get the job done. That should get the job done. Giving up 3 runs and 10 Ks should get the job done. You should be able to score 3 runs. I know baseball is a funky game, but going into Detroit and getting swept, and dude, Detroit's playing really well. I mean, they have the best record in baseball, so tip the cap, but like it's this road trip is brutal. Has been brutal so far for the Giants.
Going too. Like I said, day off tomorrow, but then they're in Miami for another series. Hopefully they can scratch some wins together there. What do you got?
Shout out Sean Estes, who was on with our boy Bonte today in the post game, and he goes, "Man, I think the Giants need to get into town in South Beach. The whole team needs to take over the Clevelander and get smashed as a team, and then take the field Friday. I'm like, dude, that is phenomenal.
Or do like I did with Stack Jack and Creative Tony. Like you get on right down, go to the Plymouth Hotel in Miami Beach, dude. Trust me, the Plymouth hotels can jump, as they say on the streets, Tony. It's jumping off in there. It's popping off. Whatever. It's fun. Yeah. That's where Stack Jack and I bonded on the Herbal Delish. We had a great time, and he was in our hotel. It was awesome. South Beach rules. I could use a weekend in South Beach to tell you the truth. Hey, Nicky DiFrancesco, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Also, Andrew Kroll, I see you out there, my nephew. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well tonight, Andrew. Always great to have you on board. All right, so Creative Tony, why don't you unleash your top three, because we are getting into the back end, and I want to see what you got up your sleeves tonight. Let's hear the theme song. Let's do the whole thing, brother.
Wow.
Tony's top three. Woo! Tony's top three. One more. Tony's top three. Yeah. Feeding ducks on a Rag's birthday. Yeah, that's for you, buddy. T3 coming your way. Do the can you show us the hand signal, T, for Rag's birthday?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Stand by, Paul. Let me get that, pull that up for you right there. There it is. There's the top three.
Invented by none other than Christian Narag. He roams the East Coast. He owns the Garden State of New Jersey, the great state of New Jersey. And if you want to pass through New Jersey, you got to go talk to Rags first. I still can't do it, Rags. I have other skills. I can do other things in life. Making the top three signal is not one of them. I leave that to you and all the powers that be. Hey, one more time, too. Give us jumping out of the cake for Rags, just for my head on a birthday. On a birthday Wednesday. Yeah. There you go. Okay.
There you go.
There it is right there. I'm cleaning the whistle. It's like rub-a-dub-dub, like we're taking a tub together or something like that. Now, is this to imply, Tony, is this to imply that we're bottomless as well in this photo?
Yeah. Yes, it does. And also, doesn't it look like I just got waxed pretty much?
Yeah, like, you're cleaning the whistle. Yeah, you're all cleaned up over there. I'm coming at you with the Sasquatch kind of look. I'm going like, I'm going to be like a Wookiee. I'm unshaven. I got the beard going. I got the hairy gut. Dude, it's not the chest hair I mind so much. It's the gut hair. I'm not good with gut hair. You know what I'm saying? But in this picture, that's what I'm rocking. And it's just for you, Rags, birthday boy.
Dude, we don't have the bodies of the yoga instructor in White Lotus. That guy's body, because I'm watching White Lotus right now, season 3.
Hold on, the yoga instructors. But what are you talking about?
Yeah, the yoga instructor who has the 3 girls for the week. The 3 friends.
Yeah, that guy. Oh boy, yeah.
Chiseled. By the way, I actually had a White Lotus session today. I watched like 2.5 episodes, and I was like, oh.
Where are you? Like, where are you? I just want to know, because I'm not giving any spoilers away, but I just kind of want to know where you are in the whole story.
They just did the boat part, like the overnight in the boat. Like they just partied in the boat, and they just.
So you saw the brother on brother? Did you get that?
Yes.
I mean, brother on brother, that's over the line. That's way over the line now. The guy reaches over, he's getting involved. I'm like, whoa, like you're just not ready to see that on HBO, but that's how they're serving it up. How did that strike you, buddy?
Dude, it struck me all right. That struck me. But the whole thing, Mike White, the mind of Mike White, the writer of that show, is just like, wow. He goes places that I don't expect him to go. And it's just like, holy
By the way, just to blow people's minds, if you've never put this together, or maybe you don't even know this, just a little side note about Mike White. Mike White is the guy, he's that totally geeky, nerdy looking guy in School of Rock. Mr. Schneebly or whatever.
No way. Yeah. Really?
Yes. He's like Sarah Silverman's husband, that really, like, he's like very geeky looking. That's freaking Mike White. That's the guy who's come up with all this stuff. Isn't that crazy?
That is nuts, dude. Yeah. Oh my God, I had no clue. Wow. Yeah. Well, he's hit a home run with this White Lotus. Man.
What, the franchise now? I can't wait to see where they go next season. You know what I mean? Keep them coming. Keep these things coming. Yeah,
totally. I'm on episode 6 right now, so I've got a few more, and then I'm going to dive back into Gemstones and get my Billy Baby. Is that what his name? Baby
Billy's Bible. Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers. Now, come on now. Every sentence he says ends with the word now. Pick it up now. Come on now. I'm a Goggins dude. Goggins has taken over the landscape. This is the year of Goggins, as far as I'm concerned. And you haven't even lived till you've seen him stark naked water skiing, but that's coming your way soon. So Tony, unfurl your top 3, brother. What's up your sleeve tonight?
Yeah, man. So number 1, oh God. I just reminded about the sound effects that we're supposed to have for top 3. I got to get those loaded, Paulie. Sorry. Oh wait, hold on a second. Scarlet Fire.
She's checking Scarlet Fire going, I service society by rock. You and me both. Yeah. Bonnie. That's my specialty as well. My contribution to the greater society is that I rock. Okay, I rock. I will continue to rock. Be it the hottest band in the world, Kiss, or be it the Grateful Dead. I got room for everybody. You and me, we're going to stand together and rock. A couple of Jersey kids doing our thing. I love it. All right, Creative Tony, what's happening tonight, man?
Also, Bonnie and Scarlet Fire. They're the same person. I just said.
Yes,
Bonnie.
they are. They're the same person. Yeah.
They're the same person. I want to say congrats to her stepsons, SI Wildcats. They lost to St. Francis in the CCS playoffs on Saturday, but still, tip of the cap. Great run by the Wildcats this year.
St. Francis, dude, they're doing something down there at St. Francis, bro. They're always putting these teams. I don't care, baseball.
Yeah, football, but SI took care of St. Francis during the regular season, so it's like it was just a fluky. It was a fluky game. Yeah, it was a fluky game. It was a 3-1 game, and tip your cap to St. Francis, sure. But if you're a betting man, you would have bet your money on SI to beat St. Francis and advance. But great run by the Wildcats. I think Sarah and St. Francis are played tonight, I think so.
I still have like a phobia or like some kind of like built-in fear when it comes to St. Francis because they're like the great unknown to me. I know they're down there. Where are they? Down near Mountain View, something like that, Tony?
Mountain View. Yeah.
So and I've said this before, but the reason I always have like my antenna up for St. Francis because when my kid James was playing football at De La Salle his freshman year, they won every game except St. Francis. That's the one team that beat them. And then, you know what's crazy about that? That happened when James was a freshman. And that same class of freshman kids, when they became seniors, they beat the De La Salle varsity again. That same group of dudes. So I always have like respect for St. Francis because they were the only team to beat De La Salle when my kids were going to school over there. Yeah, mad respect for the Lancers. But they got a great football program too. Obviously, that they can beat De La Salle and some of these other big programs. Totally. You should see the campus at the school. I have not seen their campus. It's outrageous. It's gorgeous, but it's outrageous. It's a lot. I got you. Number one of the top three is we're talking about the Giants, and it's just been again the reason they're not cellar dwelling the NL West is because of their pitching. Yeah. It's the pitching and the bullpen especially, but then also the starters are doing. By the way, Kyle Harrison on the mound on Friday. By the way, correct. I know. I'm rooting for him. Speaking of De La Salle, that's a De La Salle product right there, Kyle Harrison. And I know his old man Chris. He's a great guy. We should get Chris on the show. He's a really good guy. And anyway, I'm always rooting for Kyle Harrison. He's a good kid. He's from the neighborhood, and I wish him all the best in Miami. But go ahead, Tim. What are you saying? No, I'm just. The Giants it's tough sledding right now, and they're not swinging the bats, and it's a tough road trip they're having, and the people that you're expecting to contribute offensively are not. And we said, you and I, Paulie and I talked about it in the preseason and like in spring training, that can they bring in a bat to play first base? Can they bring somebody in to play first? Can they bring another bat? And they let Goldschmidt go. They let Alonso go. They like all these opportunities they let kind of go by the wayside. Goldschmidt I would have loved, because not only could I see him launching balls into the left field bleachers, but he's also a giant killer. So at least do you remember what he used to do to Timmy? He was like the one guy, even when Lincecum was in Cy Young form at the peak of his powers, every single time he faced Goldschmidt, it was a nightmare. That guy always had Timmy's number too. And you're right, he's been a giant killer for like a decade, it feels like now. You know why I like the PMP Army, Paulie, because they always like to keep the glass half full. And the nutter on the chat says positive outtake on the Giants today is that every team in the NL West lost. So that's saving their life a little bit, because I think the Dodgers lost yesterday too. So the Giants didn't really lose any ground, which is fortunate. But I feel like they're at a point where it could start to get a little messy if they don't start putting together some offense, dude. And it's like right now, I look at the Giants, Tony, and there are like 4 positions on the field that are just not producing. Third base, shortstop, first base, and when Patrick Bailey's playing, when he's behind the dish. And again, I freaking love Bailey. I'm rooting for that guy so hard, but he has not been hitting. So that's 4, dude. That's 4 spots in the lineup right now that are just big, like goose eggs. Yeah, without Jung Hoo offensively and the pitching staff,
they would be probably.
Ramos has been hitting too. Ramos and Jung Hoo, those are the only two guys I feel like that have been consistent. Yastrzemski a little bit too. He's been having a decent year. But aside from those three, that ain't enough. Hey, Joey C, what's up, man? Just got home, but I could get used to this time slot on YouTube. No pain in the ass, boss. Waiting to send me a text. Hey, Joey C. If you're new to the Night Flight, bro, just so you know, we do this every Wednesday night. We always deliver this one night show, and then all the others are 11, and then Fridays are high noon show. But yeah, Joey C, great to have you on board tonight. Thank you for the contribution, and you're always welcome. Keep on flipping those pizzas, my man.
Bally, number one on the top three is it time to start like concocting or thinking about possible trades that the Giants can make? Because down the road, if they're going to want to compete in August, right? Say, and then September, they're going to have to do something. And I don't think they're going to make a trade anytime soon, but they should be thinking about maybe adding another bat. And I want to know what your opinion is about trying to, like, who would you think of trading, or do you think no trade, or do you think trade, or like, what do you think? I'm
totally open to the idea of a trade. And yes, I think they're going to have to like provoke something. They're going to have to make something happen here. I would look for a first baseman with some pop. I don't know where they're going to find them, because I think the two greatest candidates you mentioned, Goldschmidt and Alonso, are already locked up. Obviously, they've got teams. They're both in New York. I don't know who the piece is or where the piece could come from, but yes, that's what Buster Posey's here for. Come on, Buster, pull some levers, man, because you can't. This is not sustainable. What they're doing right now is just, it's not sustainable. This will bite them in the ass, and they will lose more games if they continue to struggle behind the plate. So yeah, Tone, I'm totally open to a trade, wide open to that. Now the question is, who are you willing to give up? You know what I mean? And then who are you going after? Like, do you have a target in mind? Do you have a guy out there who would like? And my thing is first base. I don't know. What about you? What position would you want to look at?
Yeah, first base would be great. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't feel like they will make a move. And because I know they're big on this Eldridge kid, in the future. You
could rent a player for a year, for a season. That's happened before.
Yeah, they're just waiting on this Eldridge kid, and I hope that he's worth the wait, because I don't know if they're going to be. Oh, hold on, Pine Needle's on fire, dude. Remember, we have Encarnacion coming back on Monday. Okay. Yes, he can hit. Encarnacion, yes, he can.
Pine Needle.
He'll place him first. So that is a good point. Again, glass half full. Thank you, Pine.
You know who I think about sometimes too, Tony, when you're talking about Eldridge and you're saying like, we're waiting for him and we hope he's worth it. Don't forget, not that long ago, 5-6 years ago, we were all, including me, we were all talking this way about Joey Bart. He was supposed to be the answer after Buster Posey. He's got pop. He's big. He's a great defensive catcher, blah, 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 blah. That didn't work out at all. In fact, they booted Joey Bart out of town to accommodate Patrick Bailey. And now we find ourselves in a position where we got a catcher that just cannot hit. So I'm just saying, the reason I mentioned that. What's up, Danny Ogden? Good to see you, man. The reason I mentioned that, Tony, is sometimes holding out hope for one of these young kids to come up and like save the season is not always the best plan.
Right. And it's they put all their eggs in this Eldridge basket. So I don't see. Unfortunately, I don't see them making a move.
See, this is why I love a guy like Candlestick Kid. The future is now. Stop the bullshit and make some moves to get some power. No, that simplifies the Candlestick Kid. And with a name like Candlestick Kid, you know what I mean? You're well respected with that handle, my man. So thank you. Well, Dom and I we were singing the praises of Candlestick yesterday, and Dom's mom, Mama Peralta, was talking Candlestick. Did you know? I got trivia on Mama Peralta. Here it comes. Dom's mom used to work at Candlestick Park.
Dude.
How about that?
Okay. That's great. Did she help fix the elevator or escalator? I mean, escalator?
That's part of the charm, dude. Let's walk up instead. I can't tell you how many games I went to that center field escalator, because that was my section. I used to sit over there. Hardly, you would work maybe 4 games a year, maybe if you're lucky.
I was going to say, I think at least 20 times in my life, I was on that escalator when it broke down. At least I would say at least 20 over going from the kid to the final years before in 2014. Like I seriously, that thing broke down, like you said, almost every home game.
Somehow it didn't bother me though. I love Candlestick so much. I didn't. And by the way, one of the longest escalators in the history of mankind. That thing was a beast.
It was a beast. I loved it though, dude. I loved it. And Andrew's right. Andrew from Longridge. What's up, Andrew? He says I think basically turned into a staircase. You know, and it was
many times. Man, I used to walk up with my kid. My kid was like 7 years old. I'm like, come on, only 300 more steps. We're almost there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like we're just walking up this, like we're like mountain climbing. Yeah.
Dude, totally. And Dan Ogden, since he just wished Rags a happy birthday. Dan, I just wanted to share the artwork that you probably haven't seen since you're just joining us now. Don Peralta made this artwork. There's Polly and I popping out of the cake for Rags on his birthday. And Rags is very, very well dressed and that's a great smile out of Rags. So there you go. Good stuff, man. So the trade, I think they should. I don't know if they will though. I mean, the Orioles are struggling mightily, and they've got some players. Maybe you can look into talking to something with the Orioles. I don't know.
All right.
That's just a thought, but who knows? I do trust Buster. Right? It's we're in good hands with Buster.
Again, so far so good. This is where the Giants are now. Exceeded my expectations. So yes, I do trust Buster. He knows about baseball. Obviously, he knows about winning, and but I think he might need to pull a couple of levers pretty soon. I'll like Candlestick Kid. Cut the bullshit and make some moves. I feel you, brother. All
right, number two on the Tony's top three. We already talked about it a little bit, but I want to. I'm not sorry to write off your Knicks. I'm not writing them off fully, but let's just assume that the odds, because the odds are very slim for the Knicks to advance. Let's assume the Pacers advance to the final with OKC.
Yeah.
Who do you think? How many games and who do you think would win that finals?
I mean, dude, again, just based on what I'm seeing from OKC, I think. Regardless of who they play, I don't think it goes more than 6 games, and I think OKC handles either team. I hate to say it. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
All right. Okay.
I just don't think anybody out there can compete with them right now. They have too much depth. They have too much scoring. Chet Holmgren they cannot deal with the Holmgren factor. He's a factor. He's such a weird body type, and you think you look at him and you're like, oh, you'll muscle him out. No, he's got moves. The kid can definitely play. So he's a problem. And again, it's their defense, Tony. Their defense is relentless. And they got guys coming off the bench, very Iguodala-like, where they have defensive specialists that come off the bench and just shut people down. All the evidence you need is look at Anthony Edwards' box scores in this series. He was like the missing link. He couldn't get it going. Even tonight, dude, he was throwing up air balls. He could barely get an open look. And when he did get an open look, he was clanking shots. It's just too much. I think OKC's too much. Same question to you. What do you think?
I think it goes 7, and I think the Pacers win it. And I think I agree with a lot of the stuff you're saying about OKC. And I actually like OKC with, like I said, those 2 WCC boys and Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams. But there's Nembhard from Gonzaga on the Pacers, and then also, dude, Halliburton and Siakam. Man, Siakam is a force too. So it's I feel like. I know it's not the top billing because it's 2 smaller markets, but man, I think it's going to be a really exciting, fun, well-played series. You're going to see really, really good basketball. And Chet Holmgren, by the way, the guy is he's like what Quentin Post wishes he was, right? From the outside shooting, from behind the arc and his perimeter shooting. And he's a 7-footer. I mad respect for Chet Holmgren. I just think that
what's with the drive on Quentin Post all of a sudden? You're like, Quentin Post. You wish he could be. I'm a Quentin Post head. I got a lot of faith in Quentin Post. I think he's going to develop into a nice player. I didn't know you were going to turn your back on him tonight, Tony. I'm sorry.
Sorry, man. Quentin Post is a good perimeter shooter or decent perimeter shooter as a 7-footer.
Yeah.
And Chet Holmgren is a very good perimeter shooter as a 7-footer.
Nah, the kid can play flat out. The kid can freaking play, and he can do it all. I mean, it's not just that shoot, but you're right. He can drain threes. He's great in the paint. I mean, when he gets the ball in the paint, dude, he can get the ball at the foul line, take one stride, and he's dunking. That's how tall and lanky this guy is. He literally takes one long stride, and he's up in the air slamming the ball. So, I mean, I don't know how to defend that guy. I really, really don't, because he's slippery. He's like a little eel down there, He just rolls up. He just slides through the coverage and boom, he's at the rim. Yeah.
Don't you think it's going to be a very hard fight, a very competitive, good series? I feel
like Indiana, if it's Indiana, OKC?
Yeah.
I hope so. But I actually thought this Minnesota series would be more competitive. I really did. But it really taught me a lesson about how immature that Minnesota team is. They're just not ready. I mean, I know they got veterans in Randall and Gobert and stuff like that, but the overall kind of makeup of that team, and I throw Father Finch in the mix as well, because he had no answers, and he had no answers to what OKC was doing. So they got a long way to go. They got a lot of growing to do. And I thought, tonight, I'm going to be totally honest, they got embarrassed. Like it was embarrassed. The first half was an embarrassment. I was like, I don't even want to watch this. It was so bad.
Well, they just laid down. They didn't even there was no heart in this game at all for Minnesota. It's like, you're going to get your ass handed to you that badly when you're up against the wall and trying to extend the series. It's like, man, that's brutal. Okay. So as the series approaches, we'll dive into it again, and we have an idea about doing a bracket for the NBA Finals as well, right? We're going to follow up with that idea.
We're going to talk about that tomorrow, Tony. Absolutely. Yeah.
So and then the series will start next Thursday, right? The NBA Finals.
Correct. Next Thursday. Yes.
So we have some time to work that out. Number 3 for Tony's top 3. Because I went to the Masonic last night and saw Goose. And Goose, by the way, man, if you get a chance to see them, they're really good, man. They had a 2-song second set last night. I mean, it was wild. They did some crazy jamming. And they closed the first set with Green River by Creedence, which was fantastic. And it went
into... Did my guy Marty Tarambo sing that?
Yes. Okay. And he did great. It was and he did great. And it went into this crazy disco funk jam, which was awesome. And then they encored with "Don't Do It" by the band. So
great track. Oh, baby, don't you do it? Don't break my heart. Yeah, great track, dude. Great track. I think I could be wrong. I'll take some help on the comment line. Is that a freaking Marvin Gaye song? I think that might be a Marvin Gaye song. Baby, don't you do it? I think it goes back that far, but I'll take confirmation on the. It feels like Noemi's guy Ray Goodman is the kind of guy who would have an answer there. Is that?
You're saying the band covered Marvin Gaye?
I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong. Wow. It's not a band original. Wow. I know that it's not their original song. I have a great version of the Who covering that too, and it's like freaking explosive. It's like really heavy. But great. Marvin Gaye. Thank you, Scarlet Fire. Yeah, Marvin Gaye. Shout out Marvin Gaye. Rest in peace. What the hell is that all about? Your dad didn't shoot you? I mean, what are we doing out here? You know what I mean? One of the greatest voices in the history of mankind. The guy's old man killed him. It was just heartbreaking. Anyway, Tony.
But because I went to the Masonic last night, if you have not been to the Masonic Auditorium in San Francisco, right there on Nob Hill, go see a show there, because it is an incredible venue. Yeah. And it's such a great little neighborhood. Nob Hill neighborhood is so cool. And by the way, we on the Lime scooters, of course, from Caltrain, Lime scootering through the city. Yeah, dude, my buddy Charlie's like, there's Hang Ah. Dude, we had dim sum at a place called Hang Ah, HANG space AH. And they brand themselves as the oldest dim sum restaurant in San Francisco. They're 105 years. They've been open for 105 years. So we go to this place. It's below street level. Okay. Street level.
Street? You got a street for me?
California. It's on California.
Here's my only question with Hang Ah. And by the way, shout out Hang Ah. Shout out Van Halen. Hang 'em High off Diver Down. Great track. But let me ask you this. What do the good people of House of Nanking have to say about this?
Oh, wow, dude. House of Nanking, they probably bow down and say, you know what? Respect.
Whoa. So now you're okay. So let me get this straight tonight.
105 years. How do you not respect 105 years?
I do. No, I respect it. I'm just saying, like, I'm keeping tabs and I'm going to make sure I got this straight. So Creative Tony did a drive-by on Quentin Post. He's no good. And now you're just dismissing the great legacy of a House of Nanking. I'm not sure where we go from here, T. I don't know where to go.
No, I'm not dismissing. I respect for House of Nanking forever. Their hot and sour soup. Is fantastic.
I got to tell you, if Creative Tony turned me on to House of Nanking, my life has been so much better ever since I started going into that spot. Hey, Ray Goodman, by the way, side note for Ray Goodman, look at you. Look at Hang Ah. Okay.
Dude, look at this place. Come on. I mean, come on.
Dude, what is that written? Yeah. Yeah.
So the N is missing from the marquee. Dim sum, and it's on. Oh, it's on. By the way, since 1920. You see that written in chalk?
No, that's what I'm looking for. I want a nice chalk sign. Yeah, yeah.
Look, I mean, look at this place. Look at that. Yeah, first dim sum house in the United States. Been around since 1920. Look at that dim sum right there, dude. Come on.
Anyway, don't show me this right now. That's like, oh my God, I could tear into every single thing you're showing me right there. I'm a dim sum face. Hey, by the way, Ray Goodman, I might be reaching out to you. I got a couple of guitar questions I want to talk to you about. That's just a side note, little personal thing there. All right. Anyway, Tony, finish your top three. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will. And Andrew, by the way, yes, it was a bold move, but we felt Andrew Markulis on the chat says dim sum before a show is brave. We treaded lightly. We did a scallion cake. Shout out the scallion cake. And then some shrimp dumplings and stuff. Anyways, sorry.
How's the Goose crowd for real? Is it as crunchy, Wookie as it gets, or is it a little more mild? What are we talking about?
It's younger. It's definitely a younger crowd. You know, it's definitely a younger crowd, and it's not that crunchy. It's younger, but it's everybody getting along. Everybody had a good time. Everybody grooving.
Were you on the floor or up top?
Dude, up top. Literally the last row.
I told you that's my favorite spot. I am dead serious. If you offered me any seat in that building, that's what I would take. I would take the last row at Masonic. Yep, my favorite.
It was perfect. It was perfect. It was a wonderful night of music. The Masonic. So the reason the number 3, by the way, I'll get back to number 3.
All right, I know. That was a lot of it had to do with me. I was gumming up the works. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, Scarlet Fire is asking about my feelings on J-Rad. I'm a fan. Big time fan of J-Rad. That's Joe Russo's Almost Dead. Paulie, you haven't seen them yet, correct?
Well, I haven't seen Almost Dead, but I've seen Russo play a million times when he was with Further. He was a drummer in Further, so I saw him. I know what he can do, and I've seen stuff online, but no, I have not. Yeah, Danny Ogden agrees. Last Row Masonic is where it's at.
Yes.
Haven't seen J-Rod in person. Haven't seen J-Rad in person. It'll happen. It always happens. I'll get there.
And the bass player for J-Rad is the bass player from Ween, by the way. Just FYI, a little side note.
Shout out Dean Ween. Anyway, Tony, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, man. A lot of here. You know what? I just need to do this to myself.
Yeah, back on point, T, because we got to wrap soon anyway. So get back on point. Yeah.
So it got me to thinking, and I was talking to Rising Storm earlier today about, because I said, dude, the Masonic just catapulted to number 3 in my favorite venues of indoor venues in the Bay Area or San Francisco, right? And so I wanted to know, I was like, maybe we should ask Paulie in the top 3 if you could rank your favorite indoor venues of let's say the Bay Area instead of just San Francisco, or you can just go just San Francisco, because we can revisit this topic as well. If we can
even over in Oakland, you got the Fox. I mean, that's a great building. I mean, we are so freaking lucky to live in the Bay Area when it comes to like the music scene and all these incredible venues. That's a really tough question, because a big piece of my heart belongs to the Warfield, and it always will. I mean, I've had some amazing experiences in that building. It was Jerry Garcia's home away from home. I mean, the Jerry Garcia band were essentially the house band at the Warfield for decades.
Yeah.
And seeing the Jerry Garcia band in the Warfield was as close to like a church, like religious type experience. It was such an amazing thing to behold, watching Jerry play in the Warfield. And I'm lucky I got to do that. So I got to say, like, the Warfield, but then again, then there's the Fillmore. You know what I mean? Ever heard of it? Right. Then you got the Great American Music Hall. I had my face blown off in the Great American Music Hall more than once. I love that room. And I do love the Masonic. You know what, though, when the smoke clears, if I'm being totally honest, and shout out to the Cow Palace, too. Saw my first concert ever in life at the Cow Palace. I saw the hottest band in the world, Kiss, in 1979. I was just a little kid. I went to go see Kiss with my dad. I'm going to say the Warfield, because there's something about walking through those doors and you see Jerry on the wall framed. It's like, yep, I'm back home now. And you and I have shared some amazing nights in that building, too. So,
no question.
Yeah, Warfield, for me, number 1. Same question to you, T.
Great American Music Hall, number 1 for me. Warfield 2, Masonic 3, and I would put the Fillmore 4. I just love. I love the theater.
Do you hate the Fillmore as much as you hate Quentin Post?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I thought so. Right. Yeah.
If the Fillmore had upstairs, like surrounding the whole thing, like Great American does, I would feel differently. But I also just love the theater design of the Warfield and the Masonic, where it's, the floor and the balcony. That's just, I just love. I love having the options, right? I love having options. So the Warfield and Great American Musical are pretty much neck and neck for me. And then the Masonic, man, freaking Masonic, and the sound in that room, the freaking sound.
It's an amazing. I love it. It's a great building. Here's a strange but true tale of Creative Tony and Paulie Mack up to no good in the Great American Music Hall. True story. So back around like 2003, 2004. This is before I went over to KMBR to work with Murph. I was working on 107.7 The Bone, and I was doing middays over there, but I also had a Grateful Dead show. I had a Sunday night Grateful Dead show. And through that's actually how I met Dennis McNally all those years ago, was through that show. But, Tony, do you remember the night that I brought you as my guest to the they had a world premiere of a Grateful Dead documentary called The Festival Express. Which was their tour through Canada with the band and Janis Joplin and I think Buddy Guy was on that bill. Anyway, it's a great documentary. If you haven't seen it and you're into the scene, definitely check it out. It's called The Festival Express. So, Tony, they had the world premiere at the Kabuki in the city over there, right near the Fillmore, across the street. And we're doing this red carpet thing. Tony and I, we got to interview Billy Kreutzmann. We got to interview Mickey Hart. Remember that when they were walking in and we got all those interviews? It was killer. But here's the funny part. We watched the movie. It's amazing. Then there's an after party where we're all going over to the Great American Music Hall. All right, let's go. So we go to Great American and all the Grateful Dead royalty is there. Bob Weir's there. And at one point, dude, I don't know if you were on my hip when this happened, but this is a true story. I still hate that I did this. It sucks. So we're upstairs and I'm like, hey, man, I'll go get some drinks. And I go up to the bar upstairs and I freaking, bro, I'm still, I'm such a jackass. I did this. This is all true, though. So I turn around, I got these drinks, and I freaking wheel around like way too fast. And who do I slam into and spill drinks all over? Bob Weir's wife, Natasha. Bam! Here's a nice beer shower for you, Natasha. I was like, oh, no, I'm so sorry. I was so freaking humiliated because I'm such a clumsy klutz sometimes, man. It's like part of I just can't control myself. So I spun too fast. I collided with Natasha, and she looked beautiful. She was like in a black dress and everything. And I spilled drinks all over her. I still hate that to this day. But that happened at the Great American Music Hall. I got spilled drinks all over Bobby's wife. Yeah.
She'll probably never forget you, at least, Paulie. So there's that, right?
Isn't that the guy that spilled drinks on you, y'all? Hey,
I remember.
What's that to you? What?
I was just saying, like, oh yeah, hey Bobby, there's the guy. Remember him from years ago? Festival Express premiere. Remember?
Yeah.
But Sons, funny that Sons is bringing up Metallica because one of my favorite shows of all time was when Tolbert and I, Metallica at the Fox Theater in Oakland. What do you think about the Fox Theater? Where does that rank, Paulie? Because that's a pretty good theater too.
I love the Fox. I was at that show with you, dummy.
I know.
Right there. Yeah, no, that was amazing. I love and seeing Metallica.
Dummy, by the way, dude. You just came out a dummy, dude.
Me and Tolbert. I'm like, yeah, I was there too, by the way, if you want to throw that in. Anyway,
call me dummy anytime, by the way. That was
I just might. Anyway, Sons of Johnny Lee, have a great time in Athens, Greece. I'm extremely envious of your travels and all these great shows you get to see. But Tony, you were saying, and thank you, Sons, as always, for everything. Thank you. But you were making a note about Metallica because we are going to do another ticket giveaway on Friday.
Well, no, yeah, I was just because Sons was his super was talking about he got tickets to Metallica in Athens, Greece in May of 26. That's incredible, dude.
Hey, the only reason he's going to Athens, Greece to see Metallica is because there's probably no Pearl Jam gig that night. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's like, all right, I'll do Metallica in Greece instead. And by the way, I would love to go to freaking Greece, dude. Let's get some olive oil. Let's get some baklava. Let's do the whole thing. All right, Creative Tony, on the way out, or I think that's it for top three, right?
That was top three. It was basically, I had a feeling Warfield would be your number one, but I just want to know, and where does the Masonic stack up? Does it make your top 5, top 10?
Yeah, it makes my top 5 easily. It does. Okay. The only thing about the Masonic is I haven't seen as many shows there as I would like, but I've seen enough. I've seen enough shows there that every single time I have tickets to go to a gig there, I'm always really happy. And I always walk out of there like it's easy in, easy out. I love where it is in the city. And I'm a big fan. I love the room.
Also, yeah, and I also got the Guild in Menlo Park is quickly catapulting itself up to my top 5 because that room is freaking amazing too.
When is the Cheap Trick gig?
September 19th, I believe. September 19th. Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. I've heard great things. I've heard great things about that room, and I've heard from musicians that being on stage there, like the sound on stage apparently is amazing in that room. So
Incredible.
Always happy to see Robin Zander sing, and to me that's a treat anytime you can get it. So thank you for that. And also one little plug on the way out too. I just want to remind anybody who's interested or around that Saturday, June 7th, yours truly, Paulie Mack, I'll be doing an acoustic set at the Water Bar on the patio in the back. I've got Davey Drutt stepping in on bass. Tony, you're more than welcome to come sit in, play a mini set if you want to. I don't know if your schedule allows it, honestly, with baseball, because it's a Saturday and it's during the day. But if you're around, or anybody out there, if anybody else is around, come on down. We're going to have a good time. We're going to play a lot of cool songs, and I'm rehearsing for that right now. So that's June 7th at Water Bar. And like Tony said, I'm sorry?
I still want you in slacks for that gig.
You're probably not going to get that. I mean, what if I wore a pair of cutoff slacks? What if I took a scissor to my slacks? How do you feel about that?
That's what the kids are doing now in weddings and the tuxedo with shorts, like slack shorts.
Rough, dude. That's a rough look. You know, are you ready for that, T, with your hairy calves and everything? I'm just asking.
No, you threw me off on that one, dude. No, I prefer slacks that go down to your shoes and down to your dress shoes, but I would think you're at the Water Bar. It's like, fancy pants. I thought you might want to wear slacks, but
I got to tell you the truth. He's right, though. If you've never been to the Water Bar, it's an upscale joint. But again, the owner, Pete Sitnick, is a guy I'm very friendly with, and he's a real rock and roller, man. Pete Sitnick loves music, and he knows I'm a player and stuff. So he was like, "Hey, man, come on down, do an acoustic set." I said, "Done."
Nice.
I'll be there with my guitar, ready to play. Hold on, Ray Goodman, 1877 slacks for cash. Slacks for cash. By the way, thank you, Ray Goodman. I do want to ask some guitar questions of you. I'll be in touch soon. And thank you. Okay, Longbridge Pizza on the way in, and of course, on the way out. You saw Neil Denardi at Goose last night. That, to me, tells you a lot about the kind of guy he is. He is a dude who is a South City guy. He loves and cares about San Francisco, which is meaningful to me because I love and care about the city, and I always will. And he's old school. I like that about Neil. He's not like this nouveau riche kind of newcomer tech guy, like throwing litter on Dolores Park. By the way, cut the shit with Dolores Park. Clean it up over there, bro. Yeah. Every time I go by Dolores Park and I see litter, I get very upset. My mom used to live over there. So cut the crap, keep the scene clean. Sorry, I'm lashing out at the new generation. Anyway, us old school heads, we know how to keep the scene clean, and Neil Denardi is one of those guys. He loves the city. He loves his customer base. He treats you like family when you walk in the door, and I'm not just saying that. You'll see for yourself. Ask Corinne. She was in there today. Can you get that picture up one more time, Tony?
Yeah, let me pull it back up. Yep, you bet. Stand by.
And on top of that, it's just another great chance to look at Neil Denardi's mug, because Denardi's got a freaking mug on him, dude. He's got that real South City kind of look and feel, and it's a family affair down there. So I encourage you to join the Vibe Tribe. Stop on by. It's on 3rd Street, 2347. They are open every day of the week except Monday. So if you are, look at that. Yeah, there's Neil right there with the San Mateo hoodie doing his thing in front of the top 3 poster. And Corinne is
there we go.
Kaler back there, bro. See Kaler in the back. Corinne, I'm sure, was another satisfied customer today. If you are passionate about pizza the way I am, I can't tell you, first of all, how good his pizza is with the sourdough crust. That, to me, is his secret weapon. And he does a lot of inventive stuff with the pizzas. He's got all kinds of toppings. You can invent your own. If you want to create your own when you're in there, go ahead and do that. A lot of gluten-free options. And then, Tony, I like to remind people, again, I probably haven't hit this enough over the months, but reminder, if you're a little league coach like Tony, or you're just a little league dad and you're looking for like a place to go after a game or at the end of a weekend or something, bring the kids in there, man. They have a great back room where we all kind of hung out on opening day, and they can accommodate groups, pretty large groups. I think up to about 20 people back there. A lot of flat screen TVs, so you can see all the games, whatever's on. He'll always have the games on. The music playlist they give you is killer. Feels like you're hanging out in your own living room. So get on down to Longbridge and join the Vibe Tribe and see what we've been raving about all these months, Big T.
Dude, Corinne just said on the chat line, because I was just about to share this, she said that she had the Paulie Mack pizza today, and I wanted to share that video one more time of the deliciousness that the Paulie Mack pizza is available in the regular thin crust, or you can get it on Thursdays in the Detroit-style square pizza. If you watch this video, that is the Paulie Mack pizza. It's just It looks amazing, and it's got red onion, it's got Romano, pecorino, it's got sausage, Parmesan. It's a good looking, and then see the burnt edges with the cheese, the burnt cheese.
I like the way you're gritting your teeth right there. You're almost like pissed off. It looks so great. I love that. Like Tony's getting angry. Like, look at the burnt, look at the cheese on it. I love like you're getting angry. I like that. It's like food anger. I love it. I love it. The passion of the pizza. It's on full display. So thank you, Longbridge. We freaking love you. And for those of you who haven't been, trust me, just trust Polymac. I would not steer you wrong when it comes to pizza. That's one thing I'm serious about, and I would not lead you down a bad path. T, go ahead.
On that note, Paulie, you mentioned it before, but like we do want to reiterate for private parties or for birthday parties, because I've had a couple of friends bring their kids in and have birthday parties there, and they said it's been a fantastic time, and obviously Neil and his staff do a great job. And another thing too, if you want to make pizza on your own at home, Neil, they sell the dough. You can buy just the dough and make your own pizza at home, and maybe you can check out the toppings that they do at Longbridge and try and make your own versions. So you can buy the dough as well. Also, takeout, delivery, and the freaking beer selection there too is just very good. Very good local beer selection. It's fantastic.
Well, thank you, Tony. And final words tonight. Final birthday wishes for Rags. Hope you had a great birthday, my friend. And I will see you soon. If I don't catch you here, I'll catch you on the East Coast in July. One more time, Creative Tony and Paulie Mac, a very underdeveloped upper body on Paulie Mac right there. Hopefully my real body doesn't look like that. I'm trying not to let that happen, as a matter of fact. But anyway, shout out to the hairy stomach of a Paulie Mac on the Seth Rogen body. Shout out to Creative Tony with the police hat and the bow tie. You're doing your whole veto thing. It's beautiful. And it's all for you, Rags. It's all for you. Here we go one more time. Dub City, the final super of the night. He goes, Paulie, you cracked me up. Yeah. Your description of the drum sound on St. Anger, dude, it's horrendous, right, Dub City? Good album. But the drum sound it's unlistenable. It's like ting, ting, ting. It sounds like he's hitting like an empty paint can. It's brutal. And I feel like it ruined the whole record, unfortunately, because there's a batch of good songs on there. But I can't listen to it with that drum sound. Anyway,
I have a confession as we leave the show. Stepping into the Al Davis confessional, I haven't heard one note of that album.
You probably have. You've probably seen him play a couple tracks live. Yeah.
Oh, maybe, but I've never listened to the album of versions of those songs.
I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think back. I think that was the first record they did with Robert Trujillo after he joined the band.
Okay.
And I just felt like, again, it's a good batch of songs, but to me, it's unlistenable, dude. The production is so bad. And that's a real misstep for Metallica, because usually they're on point with that kind of stuff. And now they don't mess around anymore. They do all the recording at HQ, they call it, Metallica headquarters, which is not that far from where I'm sitting right now. It's pretty wild. But in any case, hey, if you're a Metallica head, I know John Joseph was out here making violent threats the other day if he doesn't win tickets. Hey, John, I haven't seen you tonight, but if you're out there, you'll have a chance to win on Friday. We're going to do it again. Stevie B backs me. St. Anger is an abomination, bro. It really is, to their great legacy, right? Because all their records sonically sound killer, except that one. It's just cut the crap, you guys. That was a misstep. It happens. All right, Creative Tony, give me Diamond David Lee Roth to dismiss the class at the end of a night flight. Had a great time tonight.
Well, I'll stand by, Paulie, because I'm also going to say, I just want to remind everybody about this show.
The rules are, there ain't no rules.
Okay, so just want to remind you, that's like the underlying rule of the show. Is that
Thank you, brother.
There are no rules. And on the way out,
class dismissed. Hells yeah. Hey, Rags, big kiss for you, my brother. Mwah. That's a birthday kiss.
Yeah, Rags. Happy birthday, my man. Seriously.
Yeah, thanks for all the support, too. Not only Rags, but Karen Bell, Don Peralta, Scarlet Fire. Let me see who else we got out there. Lily, of course. Noemi. We don't need no stinking badges. Stevie B. Hey, I hope your Knicks pull it off tomorrow, Stevie B. I'll be watching. I'm rooting with you right alongside you, man. Marky Graves, thank you. Robot Centaur, thank you. Anybody I'm forgetting, my apologies. Patty from Napa, come on. Papoose Fiend, welcome and thank you. Miguel, thank you. Candlestick Kid, on and on and on it goes. And a great community. Monica Lopez, you get a crown too.
Yeah, Monica, nice.
And Andrew, my main man. Love to you as well. Hey, Dom, thank you. Scarlet Fire, Rock and Roll, Lily Merchant, Leah Phillips, all the Scarlet Fire, all my broads, all the broads of Polymac's community. Thank you guys so much.
On the note of the broads of PMP, I saw that Leah Phillips earlier said she wasn't feeling well, so I want to wish her a healthy path And drink a lot of water. Just drink a lot of water and a lot of ginger, turmeric, lemon tea.
I gotta tell you, hey, Leah Phillips, I've been there. I've been fighting it myself for a few days now, man. I've been kind of under it too, man. It's like so just take it easy because it takes a few days to work itself out. I've been fighting the same thing. So get well, Leah Phillips. Scarlet Fire, you have a great night. Stevie B, on and on it goes. The Nutter, shout out Nutter. You're out there too. Hey, Creative Tony, congrats on your win tonight. Great show. And get a little bit of rest. I'll see you back here in a few hours, 11 a.m. We'll get back to business on Polymac Particles. Peace to all of y'all, and thanks for the support. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you in the morning, guys. Cheers.
Peace, y'all.